How you doing? All right. So my beautiful assistant can't be here today, so apologies, in advance. I'm sorry for that. But I've got to do predictions. They start today. So first one is up today is C against Luca. They'll both be absolutely buzzing to get there. Luca to beat Ronnie and the way he did, to just go bananas for 6, 7 frames and just keep knocking him in, and just to do it on that massive stage. And like I think he said in the report that like Hendry's watching, he's against Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's on the biggest stage. He'd be absolutely buzzing with that. But he has to reset for today. Another marathon in front of him. Obviously, it's a one-table setup. It's a dream for any player. Like I said in an earlier post, a lot of players don't achieve that, so that's fantastic for him. Got the final at the end of it if he can get through. He's playing C. Obviously, he won late last night in a decider. So his battle was to get to bed and get some sleep. He'd be gutted that he's playing at 1. Not gutted, but he'd rather play it late tonight. He can have a bit of a lie-in. So like I say, he had to try and get some sleep last night. And he has to enjoy that win. But today, he has to start again. It's 4-session match now. So he will have a time to recover, but he don't want to start not completely focused on what he's doing, have a really bad session, then he's always chasing it. Obviously, that'll release the pressure on his opponent. So his big battle is to try and just get himself ready for today and focus, and he's starting again. It remains to be seen if he does that. He's 20-year-old. What a fantastic achievement. It's only, 12 months ago? Well, 12 months ago, wasn't he on the tour? I think it's another example of got to keep going. He's always going to keep going because he's only 20. But no matter what you're doing, you just got to keep trying, keep going. And, he's an inspiration in that respect. He'll be absolutely buzzing. So I've got to make a prediction there. I'm going to go with Luca. It's the first time I backed him. So he's probably devastated now that I'm backing him because obviously I kept backing against him and he keeps winning. I'm going to go Luca, obviously the more experienced of the two. I think it could be a close game because getting to that final is a dream date. They'll both be, I suppose, in a way pleased with the draw because at that stage you expect to get one of the snooker royalty players, who's got all the experiences, maybe a former champion. So they'll both be really fancying this job today. That might make it a bit nervy. It could, it could get nervy anyway, but it might make it, yes, they're both right. Come on. So it'd be interesting how that pans out and who deals with that pressure the most, because that's what it is. On that, with Luca, again, obviously, before the tournament was coming in, before the tournament was even, he's been probably questioned his sort of preparation for the tournament, where he said he wasn't practicing as much, and he's been a bit relaxed around the venues, not playing. I think that's an example of, at that stage, at that level of player, when it comes to the last week or two towards events, it's not about putting 6 hours in. It's about getting yourself mentally ready. And if he's found, with the way he plays, he just goes for him and he plays his best when he's going for him, like he did against Ronnie. That might suit him to, help get the best out of him. As a player, you're trying to get the best out of yourself. And you can cherry pick ways to do it, but you've got to look inside yourself and think, right, what helps me play my best snooker? And if that relaxed attitude, and it goes with, like I say, goes with the way he's playing, helps him play his best, then that's the right thing to do. You got to, he's doing what's best for him, and obviously it's working. So, yeah, every credit to him for sort of doing his own way, and obviously it's working. So, like I say, but I'm going to go with Luca, bit more experience, but again, could go either way. The next game, we've got Mark against Mark. Selby against Alan. Obviously, fantastic players. Mark is, to do what he did to John there, he was 4-1 down, and I think he won 13-7 in the end or something. I mean, the guy is just, he's like a robot. Like, has anybody seen Men in Black? When there's that guy, and then he's an alien, and then a little thing comes out his head, and there's a little alien there just moving him like that. I feel like Mark's like a robot at times. He's not human. The way he can just sort of deal with situations and just keep going, and then just beat players of like John Higgins' stature. It's just amazing. Over them long matches, he is so hard to beat. So that makes Mark Allen's task massive. Obviously, he can do it. Mark Allen, he's probably been the best player this year. Probably is on the 1 year list. So obviously capable, fantastic player. Not been to a World Final before, so obviously a big day for him. Tough to call, but I've got to go with Mark Selby because over 4 sessions, he's just so strong. If he has a bad session, he'll get out of it 4 each. So you've got to go with Mark Selby. Just amazing player. I mean, as someone who sort of experienced that, the nerves and that, and how it can get to you, the way he deals with them is, like I say, he's an alien. He's like something's in his head. Moving him about is scary. So, their predictions, I'm going to go with Luca, and I'm going with Mark Selby. It'd be fascinating watching both games because it's at this stage. I think for me, the World Championship tournament, the World Championship is so fascinating because in a lot of tournaments, just the ranking events, players like Mark Selby and some players get more comfortable because they're just getting so many finals and whatnot. But I think with the World Championship, the reason it's so amazing is that no matter who you are, whether you're Mark Selby or you see Jiahui, who's obviously very experienced, everybody's twitching, everybody's nervous, and you'll see the most experienced of players sometimes fold a little bit, and that's just nerves. So I think because of that, the World Championship is so great to watch because anything can happen, and any player can throw a 7-1 loss in a session in because if it gets to them and the other player gets away. So 2 great games to watch, brilliant, fascinating games. So Mark Selby and Luca, we'll see how we go. See you later.